Hi, welcome back to NCRT class 7th chapter number 7, weather, climate and adaptation of animals to climate. Children, in previous classes we learned that what is weather, isn't it? And different places how weather will be, and similarly we learned about what climate means, what, how the meteorological department peoples they are playing important role in collecting the information. All those things we have learned. So dear children, in today's class, let us study about climate and adaptations. Here, we are going to study about how different living organisms are going to adapt according to the climate. Understanding children, here everyone is living on the earth, means here the climate also plays an important role, means it has a profound effect on all the living organisms, children, isn't it children? For example, one particular species is living or surviving on the earth means because the climatical regions in order to survive that group of organism is all available to that, isn't it children? So here the climate is a very important in surviving or in existence of any living organisms, we can say children. And moreover, in our low classes we learned that there is adaptation of animals, isn't it? So here we are going to study about adaptation of animals. Particularly we are going to study about adaptation of animals. For example, if I say animals have adapted to the particular climate, means they have modified their body according to the climatical condition, means those animals should possess some different characteristics, children. Those are called as some special features, isn't it? Then only the organisms can sustain on the earth. Means all this why we are studying means because it will leads to process of what? Evolution. Process of evolution, children. This you, when you go to higher classes, you will learn more about how evolution will occurs. So by now here understand that living organisms in order to survive they have to adapt their body according to the climate. Got it children? Yes. In this chapter that is related to animals we are studying, when we study that is ninth chapter, there you will study about that is weather, climate and its effects on soil. Understanding children, means on the soil, upon soil, what are the climate and weather effects we are going to study. Okay, come back to the topic children, the climate and adaptations. As I said earlier, that is mainly in two types of groups of animals we are going to study. That is we are studying under that is first one, polar region. Polar region. And the second category, it will tells us about tropical rainforest. Rainforest. It means that in the polar region, how the animals are adapted their body according to that climate we are going to study. And when we discuss about the tropical rainforest, here in this case, how means here mainly rainfall will be more. So how the organisms which were living in this area modified their body according to the climate we are going to study. And especially children, few countries we can find the polar region, or that is you can take it as a example, Canada children, then Greenland, isn't it? Canada, Greenland, then Alaska of USA, isn't it? Etc. you can take. Then when we discuss about a tropical rainforest, especially this type of a climate you can find in India, isn't it children? Then Malaysia, isn't it? Malaysia, then Uganda, all such different countries you can come across with tropical rainforest. Understanding children? In the adaptations topic, we are going to study about how different living organisms change their body according to the climate we are going to study. And here in this lesson, particularly in the polar region, how the animals have modified their body we are studying. And similarly, that is second one, tropical rainforest, how the organisms are adapted their body we are going to study. So children, let us start with the first one, polar region. Children, first we will start with polar region. You know children, the climate of this is what extreme climate we can find here. Means generally the polar region, in the polar regions you will find the temperature very low children. Means the region is very cold over there and you may get snow everywhere children. Isn't it? How the polar region will be children? Extreme climate you will get. These are special features children. Then everywhere it is filled with snow and cold will be there, and 6 months it takes 6 months of a time to set what? Sun at polar regions. And on the other hand, next 6 months it takes time to sunrise. And here, especially in winter children, in winter the temperature may fall to minus 37 degree centigrade. See children, liquid, it starts what? That is converting its state at 0 degrees Celsius. Means it starts freezing at 0 degrees Celsius. Here when you see minus 37 degrees Celsius means it's very cold children. So the animals which are surviving in such a region, they should possess some special feature. Then only they can sustain these conditions. Means they can adapt their body according to the climate. So to understand it more clearly, let us take two examples children. In this chapter we are going to study about polar bears and penguins. Isn't it children? Children, now we will study about polar bears. Children, have you seen polar bears in the TV channel, Discovery Channel or National Geographic Channel? You will find what? That is how polar bears will be, isn't it? They are almost white in color, isn't it? Yes, that is what? They have white fur. It means that they are covered with white hairs. You know what is the reason behind that? In order to protect their body from the too much cold. Already we learned that polar region, how it would be? It's a very cold climate you will find there. So in order to protect from the cold, their body is covered with white fur. And also children, in the snow, in order to protect it from enemies, that is predators, and to catch the prey, its body is same with the snow color. Means it has same color with the background means here everywhere snow white color will be there. So ultimately what happens, even though this animal is standing upon anywhere means it cannot be identified by the that is predators easily, so it can be safe there, isn't it children? Next, it have fat under skin. We have studied that the temperature of that region is very low, even that is what? Minus 37 degree Celsius. So what happens? Isn't it? So its body should resist against the cold. That's why it have a fat under the skin. You know children, fat acts like a insulator. means it doesn't allow the heat to enter into its body, and by doing so means by the presence of a fat under the skin, it can protect its body from the warm and keeps it what cold. The next one, it also consists of two thick layers of fur. See children, we have studied that their climate is very cold, so it have consisted of two thick layers of fur, one upon another. What the layers will be modified here, means fur will be present. And moreover children, this is a such a great animal children, it have a strong sense of smell, means it can identify easily at a very longer distance also, isn't it? For example, if anything means fish is there at a very far place, means this polar bear can identify it easily with one smell, isn't it? This will help it to identify the where food will be present. So, and moreover children, it have a long curved and sharp claws, means these are helpful in walking and also in performing other activities children. And sorry, it is called as a good swimmer. Children, sometimes the temperature may rise. At that time, in order to survive, it show what swimming also, it can do swimming also children. Then sorry, means even for a long hours of a time it can swim in the water like fishes, isn't it? And at that time it have a great there is a peculiar feature that it can hold the nostril and it can stay in water even for long durations of a time. And here the pants, isn't it, the paws or usually what happens, they are bigger, isn't it, and also wide. These will help easily swimming in the water. See children, that is the claws are wider here, so it will be helpful in swimming too. So this is all what a special features it has adapted in order to survive in the polar region children. See, their climate is very cold, so it has changed, it means adapted its body according to the climate. It consisted of layers of fur, fat will be present, claws will be present, and it can do swimming also, isn't it? All such features we can find in what polar bear. Next, let us study about one more animal, that is what penguin, isn't it? In the snow also you will find a penguin, but the penguin usually we can find in huddles, means in a groups we can find. Children, what is the reason? I will tell you. Another well-known animal living in polar region is penguin. Its body is also white in color children. It almost sets to the white background, means snow. Its body is also that is the same like a snow color. Then it also covered with the fat on its skin, and even children it can find, means it is generally we can find them in huddles together, means in a group for many penguins we can find at a one particular place. And moreover they are good swimmers like polar bears children. Because of that reason they have a webs children. Is generally what happens, means the floors are modified into great webs so that they can swim easily in water for a longer distance also, and get stored here. They can survive in the cold regions, and their body is streamlined children, means like a fish body, how it will be, isn't it, like that. The body of the penguin is also called as a word here, streamlined body. And along with these animals, even we can find other animals like fishes, isn't it children? Then musk oxens, still you can find reindeers, whales, isn't it, seals, and even what birds. And here the fishes have a great feature that they can survive easily in water, and the two what even in extreme cold water also they can survive, children. For a long period of time they can survive in cold water. And along with that, the birds found in the polar regions have a peculiar characteristic, that is what they are called as a migratory birds, children. Migratory birds. You know what is the meaning of a migratory? Migratory means moving. Means generally the polar region birds will show a migration, means they will move from one place to another, especially in the winter. In order to survive they will move to some other parts of the country. For example, children, Siberian crane can be found in Bharatpur of Rajasthan, isn't it? Some places of the Rajasthan we can find this crane, that is Siberian crane, which is coming from Siberia country. Means here it is, why it is called as a migratory bird, means in order to survive according to the climatical conditions. When winter will start, to keep its body warm it migrates to India. Once after completing this winter season they will move back to Siberia again. And also even we can find different kinds of birds on northeast parts of India. Got it, children? See here why we are all discussing all these, means how we different types of animals have changed their body structure according to the climate. We have to understand, children. See here, the birds in order to protect themselves they are showing a movement, means moving from one place to another. Similarly, when we discuss here, their entire body structure is modified. Fur will be present, fats will be present, isn't it? And even they can swim in water also. Such all modifications means adaptations, means changing their body structure according to the climate. We are discussing about this topic, children. Got it, children? Is the topics are clear? Polar region, especially polar bears and penguins have modified their body